Hi, this is Emma Wright with YourAuthorBusiness.com. Today, I'm going to show you how to work around Mailchimp, how to subscribe, and what are the features and the things to look out for when you're using the Mailchimp autoresponder system. So this is how you start. First, you basically get a free Mailchimp account. It says sign up free. And the good thing about Mailchimp is that they give you 2,000 subscribers for free. Now, one thing to bear in mind is that these you can email these subscribers through two ways. First, you create a list, and then from that list, this is where you go through to deliver your lead magnet or your reader magnet or some kind of a freemium that you have for them. But it does not have an automated autoresponder in a sense that you can't really put in, say, 3 months worth of emails to build your relationship with your customers or your readers. But what you can do is that instead of using the autoresponder system, which will only be used for delivering the lead magnet that they signed up for, you have to email them in a broadcast manner and as a campaign. And so not as an autoresponder that you put in and it automatically emails them for the next 3 months or 6 months. I know some people have the emails put in for a whole year so that they can actually concentrate and focus on other parts of their business. So that's the one thing you have to remember with the free system. And they give you up to 2,000 subscribers for free. The second thing you have to think about when you have the Mailchimp system is that it requires a two-step confirmation, which means that once your subscriber subscribes to your list on your website or your Facebook, your subscriber has to go back and confirm that subscription in their mailbox, in their inbox. If they don't, they will forever be as an unconfirmed subscriber. You can still email them, but it will affect your deliverability. And the third thing is that if some people, they don't remember that they've actually subscribe to your list. So down the road, since they never confirmed that subscription, they can turn around and say, hey, you spammed me, which you didn't because they asked for the lead magnet. And of course, the other thing too is since they never confirmed, they may not get the thing that they signed up for, which is a shame, of course, for both you and them. And the fifth thing you have to remember is that with Mailchimp, they do not allow you to have affiliate links, which means that if you want to recommend something to your readers, you can't put an affiliate link there because it will be going against their terms and conditions. So those are the few things you have to watch out for with Mailchimp. And now once you hit the 2,000 subscription number that they give you, you have to start paying. And this is the pricing system that they have. You can have forever free for 2,000, or once you hit the 2,000 mark, or even before, you can actually go on their paid system. And if you're on the paid system, there are two ways you can do this. You can go pay as you go, which actually works out to be more costly if you have more than 2,000 subscribers, or you can do it on a monthly basis. So on a monthly basis for like 2,000 list, 2,000 person list, you'd maybe have to pay about $30. And then of course, it's the pro marketer. Now, so let's go through step by step. First, you create your account. In my situation, I already have one. So once you've signed up, you will find that you have to basically set up a profile and put your information like your credit card. You have to put it in there. They won't actually bill you until you change your platform to a paid service, or if once you hit the 2,000 person number, you have to tell them that you want to pay, otherwise you can't send out any emails. So there are a few things that you have to realize. If you look under here under lists, which is another pain with Mailchimp, is that you can see that I have like 0 subscribers. Actually, I had people there, but I removed them because, for one thing, it's because it became a pain, because every time I want to broadcast to all my different lists, and I actually have 18 of them here, I had to go through one by one. See, so I can't, let's say if I say I want to send an announcement, say that I have a new book, or I want to say happy Thanksgiving to my Emma Writes Books subscribers. Well, I can't just send it there and then hope and check up all these marks and hopefully everybody will get the email. No, I actually have to go through one by one by one, which, like I say, can be a pain. I actually am moving to another autoresponder system because I figure if I have to pay, I might as well get a system whereby I can do one email and send it to everybody in my list should I choose to do so, especially when it comes to greeting them for New Year or for Christmas or Thanksgiving or for 4th of July, these kinds of holidays or whatever message that I want for all my different lists. So the Mailchimp system doesn't work for me because of that. And then one more thing you need to also realize is that for Mailchimp, before I do this, you also have to know like where to find different things on the Mailchimp system. I'll show you what I mean. Okay. First, let's go through this one by one first. First, there are campaigns, and campaigns are basically these broadcasts. Some autoresponder system calls them broadcasts, and some autoresponder system calls them campaign. And you can't just, like I said, send them to every list. You have to go through list by list, which can be a pain. And then the other thing I wanted to go through with you also is that with automation, you can only get automation once you start paying, which can also be a difficult thing. So I want to also go through with you, like, what is the account? So the accounts page is an important page because of one basic thing is you have to know where the API keys are. The API key is a portal whereby it's a series of numbers which you have to keep confidential, so I can't show you mine, but you have to have the API key because it is the series of numbers that will connect your Mailchimp to your website so that they talk each other. It's like a telephone line. So to find this, it's under accounts, and then you go to extra and you go to API keys. It's an important step to know because it's not so obvious. And it took me a long time to figure out where on earth is this API key. And then the other thing you have to do is you also have to connect your sites. So when you click connected sites, depending on what kind of business you're doing, in my instance, I don't have an e-commerce. I just have basically my author business website, and I also have my Emma Writes Books website. So I don't need this. One other feature you have to look at is you have to basically give your information, like in terms of security and for the canned spam laws, you also have to have your contact information. So you can use a PO box for that if you want to have privacy still. So these are the things that you have to look out for. So I want to show you one more thing before I conclude, and that is in terms of this thing called, okay, I'm just going to show you my empty account, and that way you can see what I mean, because I've never done anything to this particular list. When you want to set up a form on your website, you see this, it says sign up forms. This is where you click, and what you need to do is you need to figure out what kind of form you want. Generally, when you first get started, you just want to use the general form. You click select, and if you look here, it says sign up forms. Now, the first one is the sign up form, and then it goes into more depth, like sign up thank you page, an opt-in confirmation email, which will be sent to the person who just subscribed. This one gives you the option with a captcha, a confirmation thank you page, and a final welcome email. Now, this is the only form of autoresponder that will allow you. Everything else has to be broadcast. But essentially, this is what the form will look like. See, it's very, very plain. In fact, this is already customized. Now, I'm going to show you another one that I did, and you can actually change this to suit your style in any way you like. I did one for my Emma Writes book, which is a little bit more customized than the plain one that I just showed you. This is the sign up form for the Emma Wright page that I was telling you about. As you can see, this is very customized. And so how you do this, it's simple enough. If you click on the top, it says edit. And if you click here, it will allow you to edit and add an image. This shows you, you can add an image. Like if you click on this, you can choose what kind of image you want to add in. And then the copy is, simple enough. You just basically type it in so that you can actually create a page such as this one for your website, so that people can basically fill in the form and decide whether they want your freemium or not. The other thing I want to show you is that you can actually even copy and paste this and send it to your friends, or even post it on your Facebook page to get people to sign up. Then finally, for the sign up forms, is that you can also use this as an embed form on your page. If you can see down here, this is what it'll look like. Again, you can actually customize this however you want, but you see this copy and paste. If you copied and paste this whole thing and put it on your site, this is the form that will appear on your site. And because of the API key I told you about, it'll basically link your website to your Mailchimp account, so that your Mailchimp account can deliver the freemium that you have. So how do you set up the freemium? This is how you do it. If you look up under the sign up forms that I have, I'm going to show you again how it's done. So you need to go through these forms. See, the sign up thank you page, I will show you what I've done with mine. So you need to fill out and do the form as you see, however many things you want to say to them. This is the opt-in confirmation email. And I basically just tell them that, thank you for signing up. And the final one is the confirmation thank you page. And if you can see here, I deliver the free books that I promised them. And this is where you put it. It's on the confirmation thank you page. So you see, if they don't click on that confirmation link, they will never get this. That's what I mean by, sometimes it's a bit of a pain when you have this double confirmation that the subscribers have to go through. It's just like a little bit more hoops for them to go through, which doesn't help when people are leading such busy lives. So I wanted to do this quick thing for you. And the other thing I wanted to say before I finish is, when you want to design the page, you can hit design it. And then finally, you can show like what kind of header you want to, how big you want it to be, and what kind of forms, you want them to have. Just things like that. It's a matter of just going through this yourself and playing around with it. But there are a few important things which I already covered earlier on, like what are the things to look out for with the free Mailchimp, what to expect and what not to expect from them. I actually am using another system now called Active Campaign. And I find that it's better in terms of segmentation, and also not having going through the hoops of double confirmation, which I really don't like. But it's really a personal preference. The last thing I want to show you before we end this video is how you can actually edit the newsletter or the email that you're sending to your subscribers if you're actually sending a broadcast. There are two ways to do it. This is an example of a situation whereby you may want to do it in a really plain manner. Some people have said that it's better to just send a very plain email with no pictures and nothing to clutter the email, so it seems like it's coming from a friend. And I have no problems with that. But for myself, I prefer to actually have my books at the top, so that there is some coherence for my subscribers, so that when they come to the page, they know that, well, this was the email that from this person who'd been emailing me with her books. So this was a Thanksgiving email that I sent to my subscribers and giving them a Princess audiobook for free for Thanksgiving. So having these pictures of the images on my books here, I thought, gives them an idea that this is coming from me. And as you can see, this is how you would actually edit the header by clicking on this edit block. You can add, your links here for sharing. Make sure that you put in your different share links here, whether it's a Facebook or a Twitter. And then what I also like to do is I like to actually include the unsubscribe buttons at the top. I do it this way because I figure that if people don't want to hear from you, it's best they unsubscribe you rather than they forget that they've actually subscribed to your list and then complain that you've actually spammed them, which is not true. And so this is how I do it. I mean, it's really a personal preference, but it's a good idea to clean your list once every 4 or 5 months. It's better to have a small list that's responsive than having a huge list of people who never open your emails and never read the things that you send them. It affects your deliverability rate. And also, it's not a good idea because what happens is that if your list is constantly reporting you for spam and not opening your letters, your emails, what will happen is that the Mailchimp company will say, well, this could be spam, and they will actually put your whole list in with other lists that are just having as bad as a deliverability as yours, and it will actually affect where your emails go to. It'll also increase the likelihood of your emails actually going into their spam box or their trash straight away. So you have to be careful that you want to keep your list clean for that on that basis. So I hope that you found the Mailchimp tutorial that I've done for you helpful, and I will be doing more tutorials to go through different autoresponder systems that I've tried. I've tried ConvertKit. I'm on Active Campaign right now. It's not like I like to skip from one autoresponder to another, but as I go along, I also learn some of the things that I like for my system and what works and what hasn't worked. And what has worked for me may not work for you. And what has not worked for me may work for you. I hope I said that right. But anyway, you get the gist. So all for now. Please go below and subscribe in my subscribe list on YouTube, and also leave your comments. I hope that you have a great day, and I'll talk to you again in my next tutorial. Bye-bye.